My name is Karin. I've been a yoga teacher for many years, and someone has asked me to do a small sort of a video of how to loosen up the body, particularly as we get older. So I've designed a short routine sitting on the chair. It will twist the spine, it will stretch the spine, it will open up different joints. Take it easy, don't force yourself. The difference between yoga and doing gym is the slowness. So in the session you'll find we hold the postures rather than repeat them very fast. Enjoy the session with us. My student here is Avril, and she will be demonstrating for you. We'll start. The beginning is that most of us, as we get older, do not sit up straight. So we slump in a chair. We jut the chin forward. This constricts the blood flow, it rounds the back and develops what we call a Tao, which is hump. So we need to learn to sit up, walk up straight. As we lift the body, it creates more space for the heart and the internal organs. So we start by shuffling the buttocks well back against a chair. We then try to lift this chest bone as much as possible. You can see she's moving back towards the chair to get the chest bone up. The most important thing here is the length of the neck. So you're going to take the outside of the chair seat and pull your shoulders down. But as you pull the shoulders down, you counteract that with the lift. Then drawing the tummy in, push your spine towards the chair. Remember that there's always a hollow in the waistline, that's the natural curve. Now, to lift the skull, she has to create length. So you visualize a rope being pulled up here. So Avril's going to show you how it pulls the head up, the chin comes in, and the back of the neck gets longer and longer. To do that, she actually has to pull her tummy in. If she lets the tummy drop, the neck will drop. So she's going to go to again, lift, up, 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 shoulders down, chin is in, and the back of the neck is lifted. That alone is quite hard work. So hold it while we do the following exercise. Keeping this position, she's going to stretch her right leg out at chair level. That will make you contract the thigh muscle. It will stretch the back of the hamstring. But we're going to work the ankle. So she's going to point the toe down hard and pull it up hard. Spread the toes. Good girl. Hold it. While she's doing that, she's pulling her hip well back into the chair. One more time. Point and lift. Hold it there. She can feel that thigh muscle working quite hard. Now, keeping the toe up, she's going to make a circle with her ankle, outward, in, rather slower, a little bit slower, quite hard. That's it. Say 5 times to the outside, and now 5 times to the inside. Keep that thigh nice and strong. Last one more. Hold it there, Avril. Extend into the heel. Pull that thigh muscle very tight, and I'm going to add one more dimension. I'm going to ask her to lift that right leg 1 inch higher and hold. So while she's doing that, she's wanting to tilt towards me. Try not to tilt and relax. Well done. Now we do the other side. So up goes the left leg, extending into the heel strongly, spreading the toes. Hold it for me. As she's doing that, she's pulling this in. One other thing, these hands should be down on either side. The neck is still long. Point strongly. While she's doing that, she's using her thigh muscle. Again, extend strongly. Hold it, please, Avril. Point. The thigh muscle's working hard, and this hip is pulling back quite strongly. One more time, up. Now we're going to do 5 circles. 5 to the outside, nice and slow. Try not to move the leg, just the ankle. 3, 4, 5. Opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heel extended. Pulling the tummy in. Pulling the hip back. Lift that leg 1 inch. Hold. Try not to tilt. And relax. That was quite a lot of hard work on this front thigh. So now I'm going to stretch the back of your leg. So she's going to scoot forward to the edge of her chair. Right forward. Holding still the sides, still keeping this neck up nice and strong. Remember that lift. Always imagine your body's like a sausage. It's going to get narrower and narrower and narrower. And the longer or the more you try to lift here, the more you're going to work here. Now extend the right leg into the heel for me. Push the heel into the ground firmly. Now, the first thing one does when you lean forward is you buckle. Try to lift the chin. Don't do that either. Keep that chin positioned. Now scoot the body forward towards the floor. Keep going. Don't lift the chin. Don't lift the chin. Now that's about her maximum because now slowly this is beginning to round. Hold that position. Shoulders back. Hold it. Push hard into that thigh angle. Slowly going a little further forward. Now I'm going to make it a little more difficult. Stretch your arms out like an aeroplane on either side. Right shoulder level. This may not shorten, so chin down. That's it. Hold it, Avril. She's really got to use the tummy muscles now. Keeping the armpits closed. She's going to stretch forward for me. Lift those arms a little higher. Chin down. Now to engage all the muscles of the corset. Swing your body right up. Stretch. And relax. Well done. Change sides. Extending strongly into the heel. Remember here, you're pulling this hip well back. You don't allow it to come forward. Lift the skull, lift the chest bone, and begin to lean forward. Watch, she tends to want to lift the head. Don't lift your head. Go as far as you can. Keep this flat. Okay, now you can see she's wanting to buckle. So lift here. That's it. Hold it. And out go the arms like an aeroplane. Stretch. Stretch. The minute this bit buckles, you've got too far. So keep the front of the body stretched. Good girl. Now take the arms up to your ears. Stay there. Hold it. And up you go. And relax. Well done. And scoot back to the chair. So your chair is always your guidance. No matter what you're doing, the chair will tell you whether you are straight or not. This has always got to be lifted. So you lift up there nicely. All right, now lifting the shoulders up, take your arms back behind the chair. Up, over, right over the top of the chair if you can. Good girl. Hold hands. Now don't shorten the neck. Now, to get your arms over, sometimes some chairs are too high, so you may have to take it around the outside, but preferably over the top. Now, pull the tummy in, push the back to the back of the chair, so you've got a natural hollow here. Lift up tight, lift up here, that's it. Hold it, hold it. Are you trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together? So you're squeezing this area of the body, getting the blood to flow, getting it to release. Now we want to go in the opposite direction. So she releases, she holds round, and she hugs herself right across the shoulders. Many of you will not reach this far. Yeah, some people can only go up to there, but that's fine. Go as far as you can, but don't shorten the neck. Now look at your elbows and stretch them forward for me. That's it. Hold it there and keep stretching. opposite. Where you squeezed, you're opening. So you're getting the blood to flow, lifting the skull, lifting the chin, hold it. All the time, still keeping the tummy in, not allowing that to come out. Hold it. Breathing. And relax. And one more time, over the back, so she lifts the shoulders to get there. Taking her right back. If you can, to hold hands. If you can't, it doesn't matter. Squeeze the shoulders together. Be careful, don't scrunch there. Remember that the blood has to flow to the brain. When you constrict this area here, the brain doesn't get that oxygen. So always, no matter where you are, no matter where you're sitting, standing, walking, lift your skull, lift the skull. Release and hug yourself again. Now she has to remember which arm was on the top. So she has remembered. So she lifts the skull, pushes the elbows as far forward as she can. While she's doing that, she's still holding the tummy in. Hold it. Stretch those shoulder blades. A little bit longer. And release. As you can see, we're walking very slowly. Once you get to know the routine, you can actually hold the postures for a little bit longer. Right, if I were to turn the chair around and look towards the camera, there we go, now sit down again, scoot right back. Now this is to open up the joints inside the hips here and to stretch that area. So she's going to lift this foot on top of the opposite knee. Now that alone is quite difficult for many people. So if you can't get it right up, cross it over or make some form of an adaptation. What is important is that that thigh is as far out as possible. She then sits away from the chair, keeps the body up nice and straight, and taking this hand pushes that knee down. So that is really working inside that hip joint. And so often people say they fell and broke a hip. More times than we realize, the hip breaks and then we fall. So that hip joint is becoming more and more constricted and less blood flow in there. So an opening up and a movement of the hip joint is vital as we get older. So once again, she's going to try and lean forward. Now this is quite painful. It's not easy to do. So you have to feel how far forward you can go. So just ease it forward. Now, if I check Avril here, she's holding the side of the chair, so that has tilted her body. So I will place this on top of my foot. Relax the shoulder, that's better. So remember not to shorten the neck on that side, okay? Keep stretching forward. Well done. And a little further forward. As the body gives, you can feel, okay, maybe I can go a little further. That's it. And up you come. And change sides. So here again, the foot is resting on the knee or wherever you can get. If you cannot get it there, you could put another chair here and put it on. Devise a way of doing it. This exercise or this yoga posture is well worth persevering. Up nice and straight, shoulders are equal, and she begins to lean forward, but does not allow the body to become rounded. Lift the back of her neck, tuck chin down, chin down. That's it, beautiful. As she's going further and further forward, she's having to pull her tummy in. And this will be really pulling on that thigh and that hip. It looks simple, it's not simple. Hold it a little longer. Just a weeny bit longer. And up you come. So the longer you get your body to hold this, the better. I've done it quite short. So in the beginning, start with maybe 30 or 40 seconds and try and work it up to a little bit longer. Right, Avril's going to open her knees slightly. And she's going to scoot her whole body down onto her thighs. Stretch the arms towards the floor. That's it. Now this alone is opening up the spine. We seldom do this for the body, but just to let your body hang, opening up all the vertebrae here, squeezing the tummy. Just by squeezing the tummy and the internal organs, you stimulate them when you come out. So this position should be done quite regularly, particularly early in the morning, even if you don't do all the other workout. Just do this daily. It really is phenomenal in opening up the spine. Come up slowly, please, Avril. Good girl. Now she's stretched her spine. So what happens, we very seldom rotate the spine. And rotating the spine, most people use the shoulders. So I'm going to show you how to use the core of the body to rotate the spine. So scoot to the front of your chair. Now your chair is going to help you. And I'm going to allow the chair to help you, and then I'm going to ask you, let go of the chair. And then you'll see how much you are doing the work or how much the chair is doing the work. So Avril sits up as straight as she can. She takes the front arm over the chair behind her and holds on to there, relaxing the shoulder. So you can see in turning, this hip moved back a little. Totally acceptable, just not excessively. So you've released this part of the body. Now she's going to keep her head tucked in, looking to the center of the body, and putting on the chair. She's going to turn as far as she feels her body, don't turn the head, how far her body can go. So the whole rotation starts at the bottom. I'll do it from the back as well, and it rotates all the way to the top, but don't turn the head. Now she's going to bring this hand into what we call namaste, right here in the center. So her thumbs, her fingers are facing up. She can see her fingers. Now she's going to have to hold that and take that hand back into namaste. That's it. And are your tummy muscles working, Avril? Yes. So this part of the body is doing the work, not the shoulders. So she's going to have to hold that for, say, 60 seconds. That's a whole minute. You can see she's wanting to push. So she's got to relax the shoulders. They may not do the work. And I want to see her navel move this way. Some more. And she's working pretty hard. Pretty hard. And relax. Is that hard work?
Very hard.
Okay, I'll show it to you from the back. So turn to the side. Although she's going to be turned, so she's going to turn around so you can see her back. Not quite as far, that's right, okay? Can you see the back as we share around a bit? There we go. Okay. So she first she makes her body tall, tucking the chin in, lifting the breastbone. Now she may use her hands and her shoulders. So you're going to take this arm back and hold the chair. So you can see it from the back now. You can see this part of the body is working. So she's got to create the space. So she's got to pull this in and lift this up without lifting her chin. You can see the legs have moved quite excessively, not quite that far. Okay. Bringing this arm back up into namaste. This shoulder remains relaxed. Could you see her pull it down? Pull it up for me again, Avril. That's what happens. Pull it down. This shoulder blade must be pulled in. So to pull that in, she's got to lift the front of her body. Good girl. Now, engaging the corset, this hand comes into namaste. Yes. So she can see her fingers. You can see how this is creasing, moving round all the time. These two shoulder muscles may not be scrunched. She corrected that herself. And you pull this down. So you keep moving from here. You make your tummy work. And you hold it for 60 seconds. A little bit longer. we've warmed up the spine and we've got this part of the body moving. Now I want to add a twist with a stretch. So you're going to turn the spine and you're going to stretch on one side. Always remember when you go forward, just buckle for me. You may not buckle and go forward. You have to keep it straight to go forward. What you can do at home is you take a broomstick and you put it here in front of you and you try and make yourself grow up that broomstick, and that will give you the feeling of growing in the front. If I had a broomstick, I would have shown it to you. Alright, now we're going to turn towards the left ankle, and she's going to drop this arm down between her legs. So she's going to use this leg and this arm as a lever. I call it action and counteraction. So there's the action, there's the counteraction, and here is the reaction. So twist. Can you see what's happened there? So she's used those two parts of her body to react here, which is what I wanted her to do. Now this back is flat. Now we're going to stretch. Now what most people do is exactly what she's done. They bring the arm up here and that shortens here. So I want you to swing the arm and stretch it so that this neck here has still got space. Now she's going to stretch into those fingers and into that hip. Never stretch in one direction, because then this hip will start going with you. So divide your body in two. This half goes down, this half goes up. So you are consciously stretching in two directions. So stretch that down arrow, stretch that over, and use the action some more. Right over. Beautiful. You feeling it? Yes, she is. And relax. And up you go. You okay? Okay. Now we're going to do it to the other side so you can see what happens in the front. Okay? So she stays up straight. She turns. She drops this arm. You can see those hips have moved a little, but that's fine. As long as it's not excessive. Drop. As she's dropped down there, action, counteraction, and reaction. So she's going to push the arm against the knee, and then this is not on there, it's going to open up. Now you can almost see the whole of the front of her body. Do not lift your chin. Now remember, we don't want to shorten the neck, so this arm goes up, over, and stretch overall. Good girl. That's it, beautiful. Now she's stretching right down into these hips, from here and over into those arms. And all the time she's turning and turning. This is moving back. Hold it. And please don't hold your breath. You'll suffocate. Breathe. And up you come. Well done. Whew, you need a rest.
I need a rest.
Sit back with your buttocks and opening the knees. Go forward with the body and just have a rest. Let that spine stretch right out.
Good.
It feels good, especially after you've twisted. This sort of overstretch here always feels nice and good. Hold it. Right, up you come. Not much relief for the wicked, hey? All right, would you stand up for me, please? Right, this is the only time we're not going to use the chair, so facing forward, I'll get to show it to you in the front and I'll show it to you at the back. We have a few minutes left. So we're going to do shoulder circles. So she pulls the shoulders up to the ears, pushes them back as far as she can, and down. So she's creating a full, slowly please, full circle with her shoulders. All the time she's doing this, the tummy is in, the chest is lifted. Big, big circles. That's it. And now the opposite way, right round. Nice and deep and big. So do 5 or 6 or 7, depending on how you feel about that. Good. Hold it. Now you're going to do the same thing with your hands. She starts with her fingers up, and then she makes a circle with the hands. So inwards and out. So make a full circle with your hands. As we go in, you turn the hand and you push the outside of the hand together. So you're rotating the wrists. That's it. Yes, you feel that? So keep pushing and try and get the upper hand to touch. That's it. And now the opposite way. Yep. Trying to get the whole back of your hand to touch as well as the inside of your hand. That's it. Very nice. And relax. All the time, standing up nice and straight. Now, many people tell you to rotate your neck. I, as a yoga teacher, do not believe in that because we're scrunching all the vertebrae. So I prefer to do stretches. So we take this one hand and holding the opposite ear, keeping the chin tucked in and the shoulder down, she pulls her head over that way. What is important is that the chin stays tucked in. Don't tuck it out because that shortens the neck. So she can feel the stretch here, right down to that shoulder, holding it. And change sides. The shoulder stays down, goes right over, chin must stay in, and pull. Well done. Now she's going to interlock her fingers and place them on the forehead. So you can see the elbows are up, forehead and hands are touching. So she's going to push her head against her hands as hard as she can, and she's going to resist. So all these muscles in the back of your neck are working. So those of you who've ever had whiplash or have a neck problem, this actually creates those muscles to work, which is quite a good thing. You can feel as you push as hard as possible. Feeling that out? Absolutely. Yeah. And relax. Well done. Now you place the hands under the chin. Elbows up. Now you're going to push those hands down with your chin as hard as you can. Again, your neck muscles are working. So hold that. Relax. Now she's going to do to the back. So I'm going to show you at the back what she does. She interlocks her fingers and places her thumb down the neck side here, which protects the neck. So she's actually holding her neck there. The elbows are out. She's going to draw the chin in and resist again. Action, counteraction, reaction. So she pushes as hard as she can. But those two thumbs are stopping her from shortening her neck. So she's got to keep the neck as long as possible. Hold it. And relax. Well done. Arms down. So we've worked the whole neck. That neck exercise is excellent. We very seldom use our neck muscles. We don't turn, we turn the body, we don't look behind us. So the neck is becoming really, really stiff as we get older. So the last movement, now taking her arms back, she's going to stretch them out as high as she can, both arms. So you can see as she lifted her arms, she leant forward. So she's got to keep her body up, soften the knees over, and straighten your feet. That's it. So now she may not shorten the neck again. Got to keep this in. So now she's going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze 10 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. So you can feel that works for the upper arm. Okay, back onto your chair. Right, to finish off, we're going to stretch the spine as much as possible and relax the vertebrae. So forward you go. Always finish off with a nice stretch of the spine, as much as possible. and up you come. Now always remember, once you know the routine of these yoga postures, to try and do them more or to repeat if easier, or hold them for longer. The secret of yoga is the holding. So if you just that leg up again for me, please, Apple, while she's holding it, she's not looking around and thinking of what she's going to be making for dinner or anything like that. She's actually focusing on this muscle. So the harder she pushes, the more she contracts, the more she pushes back, lifts the front, she is becoming aware of what she's doing. And you can find, you set yourself a goal. Today I can hold it, relax, for 5 seconds, but next week I'm going to be holding it for 10 seconds. And you're going to keep on going. Thank you for joining me in this yoga session, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you.